MCG, Richmond against Essendon in a finals-type atmosphere here. A monster crowd as the unbeaten Bombers, who unbelievably have won 16 matches straight at the start of this season, come out to take on the MCG co-tenants Richmond. And what a game it should be. We've heard officially from the Richmond camp that they won't go into their shells against the unbeaten Bombers. They're going to open it up and play a freewheeling type of game. This should be a spectacular game in perfect conditions. And can the Tigers be the first ones to beat Essendon in season 2000? Well, the traffic outside the ground has been absolutely incredible leading up to this game, and I think we might be looking at a crowd of something over 60,000 here today. It is going to be fantastic.
Denny, well, nothing to lose today.
No, listen, we're quietly confident, Couchy. Obviously, they're the form side of the competition. They're a terrific unit. We've got to play to the best of our ability and just hope that they maybe just about 5 or 6% off, and that's all it takes in today's footy. So we're going out there with no inhibitions. We're not getting on the back foot, we're getting on the front foot, and we'll see what happens.
Now, you had a slow start last week. You don't need that this week.
Oh, yeah, for sure, Couchy. We were really disappointed last week, but in saying that, our last half was terrific, and we're going with that form. You can only look at probably your last half of footy, and that was terrific form. But I know in round 2 we started very slowly against the Bombers, and I think we kicked 3 goals 10. So from that point of view, that we've got to make sure we make hay while the sun shines and turn it into 10 goals 3.
Essendon looked like cherry ripe though. The last 4 weeks they seem to be just dropping off a little bit. Do you sense that?
Yeah, a lot of people say that, but it's probably hard, isn't it? I've never been in that situation. You as a player too, 16 in a row. I suppose they've got to have a downer, and we'd love to be able to catch them on a real downer today.
Good on you, Danny.
Good on you, Couchy.
Down-home philosophy from the son of the potato farmer from Bungaree just outside of Ballarat, as the Tigers are led onto the ground by Scott Turner, who has announced his retirement after 144 games of football, and he takes his young son out through the banner with him. Great for Scott Turner. He didn't manage a game this year. Mostly a defender, occasionally went forward and kicked some goals. Number 41, unfortunately lost to football at the age of 30.
Well, Kevin, the only way you could probably lose here if the work rate of Essendon Footy Club drops off today.
Oh, I think that you've got to respect Richmond's match last week in particular after quarter time. I mean, they probably beat Melbourne in the last 3 quarters, and Melbourne are in the top 4 or 5. So I think that their performance last week was a lot better for the last 3 quarters of that match. And when I watched the game, I thought to myself, we were in Adelaide at the time, but their performance really was something we've got to make sure we don't drop off in areas of attitude.
Now 5 changes that balance your side?
Well, possibly a little bit, but I mean it creates a bit of freshness and opportunity, and we're there as reserves. Just had a good win by 11 goals, so I think there's enough players around the team at the present time to make sure that you keep your spot on the side, or otherwise you go back in the reserves. And you got a reserves team with 11. You got 5 out this week. It's the first time we've had 4 or 5 out. So I think it's a good opportunity for those players. Like if you said Barnard and these sort of guys, Sean Denham, I mean they're pretty experienced players. So they'll grab their opportunity. Fraser is going to come back into the side. So from that point of view, they've got to grab these opportunities.
Thanks, Sheets.
Michael Long tossed the coin, and the Bombers have won the toss, and they'll go right to left in the first quarter. Chance to welcome to our telecast today, KB, Kevin Bartlett.
Good afternoon, Drew. Yes, and the Bombers going for 17 straight wins on the trot. And, of course, that would be a record for the Essendon Football Club.
And down on the boundary line, Paul Couch.
Yeah, thanks, Drew. It's a beautiful day here. It's starting to pick up the weather. Bit of blue sky, you can see. No wind, no rain. Fantastic. Forget the GST and enjoy the footy. 70,000 people here.
Absolutely. Darren Gasper starts on Matthew Lloyd, the leading goal kicker in the competition this year. He's kicked 69 goals. Look at the height difference there, Alessio and Royce Vardy.
Sorry, Drew, you got Ben Holland playing at centre-half back, picking up Scott Lucas. Surprise move by Danny Frawley.
Well, here's a late change. Henneman going off the ground very late, and dashing on is Paul Barnard, who wasn't in the original starting 18 for the Bombers, but they changed it just on the bounce. The Bombers have gone forward, and a little kick in by Moorcroft, taken by Barnes, out to McCurry. He beats a man, he's close enough, Merckx. Floats the hand pass, Barnes again. Bit low for Alessio, but he gets it out. Lloyd might be the first goal scorer. It might be Solomon, 35 out. It floats away to the right and misses for a behind. Dean Solomon.
A couple of strange moves here, KB and Drew. You got Joel Bowden playing at full forward, been picked up by Dustin Fletcher. Andrew Callaway's playing at centre half forward for the Tigers, picked up by Sean Wellman.
And Justin Blomfield's also got Matthew Knight, so they've prioritised him as the Tigers playmaker. Biddiscombe was the high flyer. Lucas spears the ball out long, acting captain today. Johnson 45 metres out. Getting the Bombers off target and through for a behind. So we see young Henneman sitting on the bench. Late change. Gale, James, Proctor and Sampson on the bench for the Tigers. Benny Gale starting the bench, a bit of a surprise. He's been in great form this year, playing up forward or in the ruck. So an interesting move by the Tigers. Biddiscombe again doesn't take control. Short kick, Moorcroft 25 metres out, should kick a goal, bangs it through.
Well, I don't think Leon Cameron will put that kick in his CV.
Well, he wouldn't drew it, I think, about that, but that's been the key to the Tigers, their back line. Leon Cameron, since crossing from the Western Bulldogs, that kick fell short to Craig Biddiscombe's been a very good player too for the Tigers on the half-back flank. That was a great screw kick there. I think it was young Ramanauskas to find Gary Moorcroft on that occasion, but no doubt Essendon been doing all the attacking, and the first goal to the Bombers.
There's Leon Cameron, ex-Bulldog, who came across to the Tigers this year. Well, the Bombers have specialised in fast starts this season, and they've had 3 shots in the opening 2.5 minutes. So Richmond really need to get going forward. Needs to start here with Hawkins. He does get it down to Broderick, but there's no room for him. Hawkins starting on the ball with Benny Gale on the bench. And often this season, Hawkins has been on the ball and Gale's gone forward. And he's kicked pretty good goals here for the Tigers this year. He's kicked 19 goals too.
And Powell's gone to full forward for the Tigers. Bowden now is inside the centre square.
Backhanded by Barnes, but the ball knocked forward by Cameron. Back to the centre circle. Ball flipped up in the air by Bowden. He's lost it to Denham. Hurried kick out. Still hasn't cleared the centre square. Bit of body work. Alessio crunched the pack. Comes out to Hilton, and the Tigers go forward for the first time. Ottens leads the race. He's got Kellaway as well. Good pick-up. Ottens back to Kellaway. High tackle. And a free kick to the Tigers to Andy Kellaway. Into Campbell. Oh, he poked it up short, but Barnard was able to smother. Fletcher is there with him. Kick by Dustin Fletcher. Outstanding in defence this year for the Bombers. It's at half forward again for them. And a magnificent take by Tawney. Number 29 made famous by Kevin Bartlett. This kick is wide, and Campbell, no, it's out on the full from Gasper.
Yeah, the turn up from Wayne Campbell, the fact was when he looked up in their forward line, he only had Matthew Knight, and as KB said, he had Robbie Powell down there, so no one could take a mark for him.
And there's the shot from the Blimp. Good year, Blimp. 23 possessions. Joe Mercedes averaging this year. Tivendale forces the ball forward to Campbell across half-back. The veteran in Broderick stands and delivers. Kellaway's the target. And Fletcher over the top has been paid the mark. So Andrew Kellaway is lined up at centre-half forward for the Tigers. Quick to move the ball. Mercury to Solomon through the centre square. The Bombers on the charge. Long kick. Lucas looks dangerous. Might have been manhandled. Holland had it and lost it. Long, fresh air shot. Lucas working hard. 15 metres out from the Bombers' goal. Desperate play by the Tigers. Trying to break through was Vardy. All tied up was Tawney. And the ball up.
KB, I just reckon you've got to bring Brendan Gale up in their forward line. You look down their forward line, there's no real marking options. You've got Andrew Kellaway. Gale must go to centre-half forward in the situation.
Alessio too big and strong. Thought he had it and lost it. Gaspar to Campbell. Head straight back over the line for a toss back in.
This crowd building all the time, KB. This could be somewhere or mid-70s yet.
Terrific crowd. We could see, Drew, coming into the ground that so many people outside the ground wanted to come in. Two great traditional rivals, the Bombers and the Tigers, have had some wonderful games over the years.
Biddiscombe tried to take clean possession. Campbell might have hung on too long. Bombers have it. Mercury ducked his head. No whistle. Denham tackling. Alessio going goalwards. Desperation by Cameron. He goes back to the line and it's walked over by Gaspar. So the Tigers under siege at the moment. They haven't scored. Essendon are 1-3. And it's usually the fast starts that have set up the Bombers to this amazing run this year.
Inside 50, Drew. Essendon 5. The Tigers yet to go inside 50.
Cameron to Biddiscombe, short to Bowden. Bit of a ruse before the game. He started at full forward just for the first 5 minutes. Robbie Powell's gone there for the Tigers, so it's a very small forward line with just the one player inside 50. Tawney enjoying a great season. Just 3 games last year. He's been a regular this year. Tumbles the kick forward. It'll reach 50. Blumfield, we'll see that all day today. He's got the job of playing on nights.
Out was a good result there for the Tigers. They had absolutely nobody up there, and they can start again with a throw-in.
Well, that's the reason why Brendan Gale's on the bench. I think the great form of Johnny Barnes have been forced to play Ottens, who can cover a lot more ground than Brendan Gale, particularly early in the game.
Speaking of Gale, he's just running around the boundary line as we speak. Dragicevic couldn't take it. Bombers good in close. They'll share it around. Barnes there from Hardwick to Wellman. The All-Australian from half-back pumps the ball back towards centre wing. High flyers Ottens. Well, he's one of the young guns for the Tigers. So much today hinges on his performance. If he can curb Johnny Barnes and Alessio in the ruck. And maybe Gale will be a pinch hitter on the forward line. Loose player. Got the call, Chaffee. Bowden. Benny Frawley today in the press suggested maybe a future captain of the club. Inside 50, Alessio gets back, too big, too strong for Knights. And they do it well, the Bombers. Always get numbers back across half-back. Pryor has come into the side along with Fraser. Hardwick from half-back. No Hurd today or Darren Buick. Long, acting captain, Mercedes. Just paddling the ball along in front. It was clever play to Long. Caught. Good enough to get the handball away. Mercedes, it's a quick kick, tumbles forward. Mercury looks dangerous.
Mark Mercury just outside the 50. Nobody in the goal square, so he goes for it. It was the right option, but a poor kick. Well, the Bombers wasting some chances here. They've had it all the play since the game started 8 minutes ago, and they've kicked just 1 goal.
The Tigers are taking a punt with Andrew Callaway, but it's just got to make a move now. It hasn't really worked. The midfield's looked up. There's no one there to take a mark here, but Brendan Gale, Ottens must go forward.
Now Leon Cameron. An earlier kick out resulted in the only goal of the game, and he's not too sure. And he goes up just over half-back flank. Ottens, magnificent athlete, completes the mark.
Just maybe an option 2 there, KB, of Aaron James. We've seen him go forward on occasions and being that goal kicker. He's on the bench at the moment. He could come on and do that job as well.
Cameron for his second touch this movement. Now working it up towards the wing. Wayne Campbell into Tawney. Good kick by Campbell. Gee, they're going to use a lot of possessions to get it forward at this rate. Gasper has come up from defence. They've all pressed up forward. There's hardly a player behind the centre circle.
Well, during the week, Malcolm Blight was talking about too much flooding of the back line. Drew?
Well, KB, there's no Essendon player inside 50 or behind the centre square, centre bounce.
And maybe we should draw a line, a grid across the ground.
Well, this is now about 7 possessions to get the ball from full-back to the wing. Bowden, a poor kick, and 1 turnover could kill you here. Oh, Moorcroft in hard. Comes to Campbell. Hurried kick by Daffy. Bit of a fluke. Touch play on. Comes to Chaffee. Cameron, the defenders, work up forward of the centre. They might turn it over yet. Bowden. Gasper. Desperation by the Tigers. And 1 possession for Essendon, and all this work could be undone. Eventually, Joel Bowden goes for a bounce. Will they get inside the 50 for the first time? Bowden, short. Here comes the turnover. Well, not quite. Yes, a smother by Fletcher. Hurried hand pass. Comes to Campbell. Interesting game, KB.
Well, they're sharing the ball around. Vardy, just a young man enjoying his first season again. Now, all the action has been on centre wing here. There's been 20 possessions, and the ball hasn't travelled 5 metres. Cameron pumps it up to the half-forward line. Stand and deliver. Holland, he's right on 50. He's a thumping kick. Have a look at the players. Defensive half for the Tigers. The Bombers have flooded back.
Holland's playing centre half back too, so he's running down the ground. He's doing a fair job in that area.
He'll kick from right on 50. The Tigers are yet to register a score to the square. Alessio, too big, too strong and too good. And now we'll see the players break. Sets it up to Mercury. It's 1 goal today for 200 in his career. Been such a marvellous player. Best and fairest last year, second in the Brownlow medal. Denham trying to cement a place in the side. Ramanaskas, one of their young guns, so they share it now. Solomon on centre wing. Barnes. So they've breaking quickly from the back line. Barnes now kicks the half-forward line. Barnard's the target. Big fist away. Came from Tawney. Good defensive play for a boundary throw-in.
Here we are, KB. Midfield possessions at the moment. Richmond's had 30, Essendon 15, and marks 11 to Richmond, only 2 to Essendon.
Just saw Tawney then coming over the top. Ottens. Long. Pinched it. Goes to ground. Driven to the ground that time by Daffy. Ball still alive. Finally over. And again, a toss back in.
Tigers have had 40 possessions to 34, and Essendon have dominated them. That last bit of play where the Tigers brought in from full-back was absolutely incredible. Might have to do it again. Bowden, oh, he's turned it over. Slick hand pass comes out. Shot by Lloyd. Another miss for the Bombers. And with 1-5, they're getting nowhere near value for money.
Yeah, Drew, I'm just looking at the Tigers forward line once again, and we have touched on it particularly early in this first quarter. In the full forward area, got Robert Power and now Mark Dragger-Savage, the only 2 guys. Well, Dragger-Savage is outside 50, not even inside 50 at this stage.
Just under 11 minutes left in this first quarter. The Tigers yet to score. Just trying to turn it around. They've lost their past 2 games. Chaffee enjoying his best season at Broderick. The veteran, can he set it up? He finds Hilton. Tigers will break quickly. Powell's the target on the forward line. It's an interesting setup, and he's got it. So Danny Frawley's gone with a very small full forward in Robbie Powell, who's just playing his 2nd game for the season. Booted 3 goals last week. So he's just trying to unsettle the Essendon defence by having a rover size playing at full forward. Powell will be kicking from just inside 50. They need a score. It's a big kick.
Great kick.
Hammers it home.
Well, it's taken them ages to get a goal, the Richmond side. As we've touched on before, they've had plenty of the ball in their midfield without really kicking the goals, and they've opted for Robert Power. One of the reasons why the Richmond side have been going good this year is this man here, number 1, Rory Hilton. He certainly has lifted his work rate. He's had a great pre-season, and that is an absolutely terrific kick to find Robbie Power. And Power doesn't let him down with his first goal.
It took the Tigers 45 possessions for their first goal after 13.5 minutes. And they trailed by just a straight kick. Barnes in the middle against Ottens. Well done by young Ottens, playing his 50th game today. Shark by Solomon. Out to Barnard. Hurries the ball inside the 50. Alessio's there with his back to it. Very well done by Holland. Holland pokes it up short. Hilton. Another short kick. Tivendale. They're a bit of a chance now, the Tigers. Greg Tivendale goes for a run. Draws a man to him and drives long, but Fletcher gets back there. Got far too much height for Dragosevich or any short forward that the Tigers can come up with.
Great chasing by Ramanaskas.
Was. Kick by Blumfield is perfect. And a sliding mark by Barnard at left half-back. Floats it to Masiti. Knights had to cover 2 of them. Masiti's kick. Oh, Hilton! Mark not paid. Tigers fans not happy. Daffy back to Biddiscombe. He goes short and Cameron marks on centre wing. Bombers lead by 5 points. They've had most of the play, and we're midway through the first term. It's 1-5 to a goal. In short, and Chaffee still in the centre square. What can you look for?
Well, you can see the tactics here by the Tigers. They're just trying to keep playing keepings off with the Bombers and just trying to pinpoint passes all the time, and maybe just unsettle the Bombers, who may have thought they were going to bomb the ball in long to Benny Gale and Ottens.
Well, that was a pass to Knights, who was about knee height to his opponents.
Well, he's yet to touch the ball, Matthew Knights. Justin Blumfield's his opponent. Dragosevich wants the free kick. Now they're going to pay advantage. Hilton, 45 metres out, he's off target. And through for a minor score.
They bring the ball back now, KB, if you still kick a point.
They did a couple of weeks ago, but they should.
Shell Stadium, remember that one?
Yeah.
David Mensch?
That was a wrong decision because he paid advantage when in fact it was a play on call. Bombers short, danger. Comes off. Hardwick looks for long, got a bad bounce. Coming through hard, it was Johnson. crunched his opponent that time in Cameron. Still inside the centre square. Shea the ball out was Callaway. Goes back to Daffy under pressure. Campbell. It was a hot ball. Cameron just weighing up his options. Again, going across the ground to Chaffey. Still inside the centre square.
Yeah, I think the tactic is, KB, to keep Dustin Fletcher out of full back.
He's on his own at the moment, Couchy.
Yeah, they're just trying to work around him because he's so dominant in the back line.
Lucas got back. Well, there's this man Holland again. He's playing at centre-half back, but they're pushing so far down inside Richmond's 50, the Bombers, that he's dragging Holland down there as well. And this is a terrific grab.
Certainly a great mark, KB. It looks like now Vardy may have gone to Lucas, and I've got the feeling now that Holland is playing on Alessio, who's gone into the centre bounce and going into the forward line.
Well, he's kicked 18 goals for the season. He's directly in front. He'll be shooting from 35 metres. And this to put the Tigers in front by a point. He's missed. It's come back. He's got it.
It looked like it had missed, and the fans behind the goals went, oh, when it left the boot.
Well, it was a shocker off the boot, KB, wasn't it? I mean, as you said, it was a great work here by Ben Holland. Now it's twice now he's gone forward to take the opportunity to come in now, because he has to be that marking option, even though he is playing in the back line. We see Alessio certainly playing inside 50 for the Essendon side, and Holland is picking him up. And Royce Vardy's got Lucas.
The right foot drop punt is supposed to swing right to left, isn't it, KB? That went the other way. He defied all logic.
They're 2 points up.
Yeah. Hilton. So great effort by the Tigers, who've defied a lot of logic this season to be where they are. Lots of injuries. Scrapping hard for the ball at ground level. Broderick in there hard. Gee, looked like there was one over the shoulder to Tivendale. Hawkins feeds it out to Campbell. He's at centre wing. Comes back to Biddiscombe. He's got Hilton inside. Biddiscombe goes for a bit of length. Good kick. Daffy. Nick Daffy in between wing and half forward. Richmond 2-1. Essendon 1-5. Kicked by Daffy. Down towards the pocket. Paul Broderick.
Well, I've criticised the tactics of Danny Frawley by having a small forward line and the midfield having plenty of the football. Starting to pay dividends here. Might be eating my words here. KB and Drew.
Well,
Not in the early days.
I think a lot of the football public have had to eat their words about the Tigers this year.
They've been great.
The string of injuries without Richardson, today Duncan Kellaway, Burke, Clinton King, Matty Rogers. Now Broderick, 45 out. Oh, so close. 1 point the result after hitting the post.
2-2-14 the Tigers, 1-5-11 the Bombers. And Leon Cameron there, like he might have had a bit of soreness around the knee area. Holland caught from behind. Alessio in front, just shovel the ball out to Long. Comes away from centre wing. Lucas on a long lead has got it. Playing in front of Vardy, keen to play on. Young man's done well, Vardy. Forces the kick. Gaspar closing quickly. Great mark by Barnard. Out last week with injury. Plays at both ends of the ground. Poor Barnard. Kicked 5 goals for the season. Plenty of opportunities for the Bombers in this first term. Some wasted opportunities. 1-5-11. They trail 2-2-14. The Bombers going for 17 wins straight, which would be a record for that club, and he's pushed it wide. And listen to the Tiger faithful. They love it. Kevin Sheedy in the coach's box. Tigers by 3 points. Cameron, what an asset he's been this year. His kicking ability from that last line of defence has been so important for the Tigers. Bowden's lead was ignored. Dragicevic just pumps the ball along. Big pack of players. Hilton was the high flyer. Johnson from 55 metres out. Fletcher should mark in the square and kick a goal.
Well, is that what you can do as a loose man in defence? Just play full forward and kick goals?
Well, that's what you do, Drew, no doubt about that. And over my time, and particularly at Footscray days, you play that loose man, you can go for it. You've got no one really to pick up. On that occasion, Dustin Fletcher did that. Great vision, too, by Jason Johnson, who early in this quarter crashed into Leon Cameron. No doubt May gave Leon that bit of a knee injury, but great play by Fletcher.
Fletcher has stayed down on the forward line. And just at this moment, he looks like a loose man on the forward line. You can't be having that. Denham. Fletcher is being picked up now. The hand pass comes back. Hardwick up towards half forward. Moorcroft outnumbered. Roving by Ramanaskas. 51 metres out. Magnificent kick.
I've seen this kid on a few occasions, and I saw him probably 6 or 7 weeks ago at Colonial Stadium when he was just outstanding with 30-odd possessions. This is how easy it is for the Essendon side. As Drew mentioned, Fletcher went forward. Royce Barty had to go to him, which forced Wayne Campbell to go pick up Scott Lucas. Ramanaskas, great left footer and a great goal, 55 metres. Brilliant football by Ramanaskas.
What about our OB cameraman up in the sky? Good effort to cover that all the way.
There he is on screen. One of the Norwich Rising Star nominations this year. And Benny Gale is on for the Tigers. He's gone straight to full forward. He's been picked up by Wellman. Otten's in the ruck, doing well against Barnes. Ground level, Denham. Tivendale, hands and knees, trying to shovel it out. It's been pinched by Barnard. It's been very handy to Mercedes. Smokin' Joe pumps the ball high. Big pack of players. Thumped that to the ground by Tawney. Been pinched by Moorcroft. Lloyd looks dangerous from behind. He couldn't take it on the second grab. Gaspar, the consummate defender, playing in front. Benny Gale, there he is on screen. Veteran of over 200 games for the Tigers. His first season in 1990 against Brisbane at the Carrara. Long time ago. Smokin' Joe sees the ball back over the line.
Yeah, good move by Danny to put Brendan Gale at full forward. Joel Bowden now has gone to centre-half back, picking up Scott Lucas, and I just touched on before, Royce Barty has the big job on Dustin Fletcher, now gone forward for the Essendon side.
23 plays 14. Bombers in front. Free kick to Alessio. Just over 3 minutes left in this first quarter. Lucas on a lead, so's Fletcher. Kicks a high ball. Fletcher's the target. The big fist came from Vardy, and again a toss back in.
Royce Vardy playing his 8th game in his first season, off the rookie list earlier on. Just inside the 50. Bowden bumped out beautifully by Alessio. Goes Goldwards with the kick. Oh, it's dished off to Denham, but it was a throw. Michael Pryor was... The hand was faster than the eye, but not the umpire's eye on that occasion.
Here we are again here, Drew. No doubt about that. Bit of a flick pass probably there.
So Powell, a free kick to Knights, and the Tigers working down the southern stand side. I'm being forced to re-evaluate my guess in the crowd all the time. I'm tipping it might nearly be 80. Greg Tivendale, well, they're back where they started after about 4 possessions. Long being pretty diligent on the mark and covering 2 players, Michael Long. He's got Biddiscombe, but Tivendale gets away. Good kick. And Chaffee takes the mark. Left half-back flank for the Tigers. We've got 2 minutes remaining to quarter time. Into Gaspar. And in 2 minutes, the Tigers might nearly have it to the centre circle.
They're just trying to break up the Bombers with short passing.
Yep.
Big bump that time by Hilton.
Boy,
Good bump.
got hold of Fletcher. The whistle went, but the umpire's going to pay the boundary throw in after the ball went out. And with great officialdom, he runs in and speaks to both players. But there was no notebook or anything. It was just, watch it, son. And the umpire who was in charge there doing all the talking, Steve McBurney, but nothing happened to him.
Hawkins just took it out of the ruck, tries to keep the ball alive. Denham got the bounce he wanted. Smokin' Joe will backtrack, retreat, concede ground. Taken away by Hardwick. It's a floater. Long playing in front. Great courage by Johnson. Cameron goes to ground. Got to keep your feet. Johnson with strength has the ball ripped out of his arms. Campbell Campbell, smart play. Advantage has been played. Goes to Cameron, goes short and finds Hilton. Hands and knees. Titans on centre wing. Pops it high. Closing quickly was Alessio. Campbell's caught by Smokin' Joe. Takes him over the line. Again, a boundary throw in. 3-5, 23 the Bombers. The Tigers are 2-2-14. Here's Campbell, caught with one arm.
Oh, and the ball nearly KB. They're lucky the boundary was there.
Just stepped over the line. Solomon, young man from North Broken Hill. To Johnson, keeps his eye on the ball. Crunched into the ground by Cameron. Tawney had it. Tackling is ferocious. Daffy under pressure. Went to ground. Coming through strongly was Daffy. Comes to Hilton. Just trying to match some physical strength of the Bombers. The Tigers, there was a shove out. Not paid to Powell. Boundary throw in.
Inside 50, Richmond 8. Essendon 13, so the Tigers certainly getting the ball inside 50.
But they haven't had the ripping start this week that they've normally enjoyed in this fantastic run of success. Alessio palms down. Campbell busts up the pack. Hurried ball out of there by Tivendale. It sits for James. And with him is Kellaway. Oh, McCurry with brilliant skills. Magnificent stuff. Way to Caracella, who started on the bench. His kick towards the 50. Lloyd well placed. Leap by Vardy, no mark. Bowden. Oh, this is dangerous. Long. Oh, Michael Long.
Great mark.
18 seconds left on the clock when the champ took the mark and comes in short to Lucas, who's closer to goal. And they'll probably get a goal after the siren here, the Bombers. And
Just
it's
a
all
great
down
mark.
to Michael Long.
Yeah, great mark by Michael Long. There he is once again, Michael Long. Craig Bitterskin, he put the foot right up into Bitterskin's chest on that occasion and just used his body beautifully, Michael Long. Good vision too to find Lucas.
And McCurry, who started it way back at half-back. It was less than 30 seconds on the clock when he won the footy back there, and the Bombers are going to get a goal out of it, you would think, after the siren. We look over his left shoulder. They haven't kicked well this first quarter, and he's missed it. A lucky break for the Tigers after the siren. And so the margin is just 10 points at the first change. Danny Frawley, the coach, shakes his head as he goes out to address his players. Kevin Sheedy comes down. Well, it hasn't been the freewheeling Bombers of previous weeks that have won 16 games straight, but they've had 9 scoring shots to 4 and lead by just 10 points at quarter time. It's Essendon 3-6 to Richmond, 2 goals for. Duncan Kellaway is one of many Tigers who's missing from the lineup. Of course, they've hardly had the services of Matthew Richardson all season as well. David Burke, Clinton King, Matty Rogers.
And of course, Matthew Rogers during the week made reference to the fact that the Bombers were arrogant and that, you know what, doesn't smell, and that's upset Kevin Sheedy a bit.
So how would you go, KB, if you were the
sting.
coach? How would you go if you were the coach of the Tigers and that happened to you?
Well, I think Danny Frawley said, look, it's a slip of the tongue, and if the Bombers need that to fire him up, so be it. 3-6-24 the Bombers. The Tigers are 2-2-14. Very competitive first half. A big crowd here at the MCG. Maybe close to 80,000 fans here to see these two sides. Two inner city sides. Great tribal following. Lucas had it and lost it. Tawney nearly pinched it. Lucas, handball, didn't hit a target.
High tackle on
He's got the
Lucas.
free. Too far out to score. He's got Fletcher in the goal square. So is Alessio. So some tall timber. Plus Lloyd on a lead. Alessio in front. Got it.
Just got caught out here, Ben Holland, who's playing, as I said, at centre-half back, picking up Stephen Alessio. He was caught probably 15 or 20 metres behind his opponent and Stephen Alessio on that occasion.
He's kicked 12 goals for the season. From just inside 50. Alessio leans back. Good enough. So he kicks his first goal of the match, and the Bombers fourth.
Well, good kick there by the big fella, Stephen Alessio on that occasion. Scott Lucas caused him plenty of headaches down there at centre-half forward. As we touched on now, Royce Vardy has that job on him. And here we see Ben Holland get caught out of action on that occasion. We see Brendan Gale now has gone to full forward, being picked up by Sean Wellman, and Aaron James is playing at centre-half forward for the Richmond side.
Matthew Lloyd's been kept out of it so far by Gasper. Just one kick. the leading goal kicker in the competition. Ball socket off the ground by Knights inside the 50. Barnard tries a soccer, makes a meal of it, goes for the line. That's as deliberate as you like. I know he was about 20 metres away from the boundary line, but you wouldn't want to see anything more deliberate than that.
I just reckon, Drew, probably the distance saved him on that occasion. I agree with you totally. I mean, he made every indication he was going to go to the boundary, but just the distance of the boundary for him saved him.
Proctor getting his first touch for the seniors for the season, but didn't get a chance to get a possession as he was wrapped up in a good tackle. Lionel Proctor, first for the year. Just outside the 50. Tigers need to make the most of all opportunities. Hawkins goes against Barnes. Hawkins gets it going their way, but it's chopped off by Caracella. Hurried kick towards the boundary line. Chaffee. Ball breaks away from him, out of bounds.
Drew, just an injury report. Sean Denham's got a sore left knee, and Leon Cameron got a kick in the calf, so he's only got bruising, but Sean's got a very sore knee.
Well, Denham's sitting down, but Cameron's out there, so he's going to try and run through his injury. Comes to Knights. Great use of the old swivel by Knights, but he lost control of it. Comes to Johnson. Kick by Johnson to centre half forward. McCurry caught underneath it. Comes to Long. Cut off by Bitterscombe. Loses it in the tackle. Tawney gets it out. Kellaway. Lots of touches. Goes to Holland, who blazes towards half forward. Gets past James pretty easily. Barnard to mob up for the Bombers and support by Pryor.
Back to Barnard, across half back. Wellman tries to set it up. Pryor, edge of the centre square. Ramanaskas, a fine young player. Quick hands, Caracella. Conceded ground back to Johnson from inside the centre square to the half forward line. Lloyd playing in front. Gaspar. He's having a fantastic season. Alessio goes to ground.
On the ball.
Be pinged. No attempt to knock the ball on. Ben Holland from halfback. The goal in the first quarter. Proctor.
Daffy back on the ground. Aaron James having a spell for the Tigers.
First game for the season. Finds Knights, who was picked up by Blumfield early in the game. Blumfield now is playing on Joel Bowden. Daffy straight into the action. Centre wing. Tivendale's the target. Got him. So the Tigers just continue with this game plan. Short chipping the ball, just trying to break up the Bombers. This time, kicks longer, inside 50. Pack of players. Nita Crummer pounced on by Solomon to Barnard. Key players all year in defence for the Bombers. Caracella from centre half back, out in front, Lloyd. Gaspar, great punch. Hardwick goes wide. Spots Alessio, sets it up to Barnes, playing the loose player, and Fletcher inside 50's got it.
It's a great kick by Johnny Barnes. Natural right footer, the wrong side of his body, left foot. He's had a great year, John Barnes, for the Essendon side. Here we are once again. Good handball by Stephen Alessio. Two of the big players of the Essendon side set this one up for Fletcher to have a shot for goal. He's really kicked the goal in this game so far, Dustin Fletcher.
Gaspar's such a good defender, isn't he, Dave?
Yeah, he's great.
Playing on Lloyd, who's had a fantastic season, beating 69 goals and can hardly touch the ball. Fletcher, from a long way out, goes right to the line, off target.
Big job for Royce Vardy, but then who can match up with Fletcher?
Well,
nobody's that tall, nobody's that fast.
That's the problem the Tigers have, Drew, no doubt about that. And that's the beauty Kevin Sheedy can have. The All-Australian fullback going forward and being a goal kicker.
Nobody's that athletic. Look at that by Fletcher. Alessio on the goal square. Fletcher would kill you at either end of the ground.
Here we are, Fletcher once again getting the ball. We just mentioned his name before. Maybe the All-Australian fullback. And there we are, great body work by the big fella, Stephen Alessio. This year's form's been up and down, I reckon, but good to see him back in some good touch.
Chance to get a bit of a break. Alessio, point-blank range, gets the goal. He's kicked both goals in this second quarter, and the Bombers open up a handy lead now of 23 points.
Yeah, big job here for Ben Holland, who's played this year most of his football either in the forward line for the Tigers. Here's the kick out from Joel Bowden. Great interception there by Dustin Fletcher. Got to his feet very quickly, a rush kick. And here we are once again. We see the great body work here by Stephen Alessio to push Ben Holland out. Big job for Ben Holland to tighten up his work on Stephen Alessio.
Bombers by 23 points. Going for a record 17 wins straight. They've been magnificent this year, the Bombers. Tigers, very competitive in the first quarter. Just trailed by 10 points at quarter time. And now trailed by 23. Biddiscombe just ripped his opponent off the ball in Michael Long. Has given away the free kick. Very tall forward line. Barnes is down there along with Fletcher on a lead out in front. This time couldn't take it on the half volley. Campbell to Callaway, who started at centre half forward, just bangs the ball wide, puts it out on the full. 5-7-37. 2-2-14. Matthew Lloyd's second kick for the game. Ottens over the top. Fresh air shot. Biddiscombe just shoveled the ball out. Toyney shares the ball as well to Vardy. Goes very short to Knights. Across the face of the goal front. Tivendale to Chaffey from half back. A wobbly old kick. Looks like the Tigers are going to have plenty of possessions. And finally forced back over the line.
He looked up then, Mark Chaffey's had a very good year of a half-back flank for the Tigers, and no one has to kick to on that occasion. But the key to the Tigers this year has been their running back line of Chaffey. Biddiscombe's been very good. Tivendale and Hilton, they're not getting much run out of their back line at this stage of the game.
Caracella started on the bench. Campbell to Cameron, some run for the Tigers. Hilton through the centre square. No one within 60 metres of goal. Time for think music. The mind is ticking over for Hilton. He goes to ground. Backtracks, concedes ground, taken away by Ottens. Back to Hilton, runs into Cameron. Tigers going via the Cape. Cameron, big ball, big goal.
Well, that's one of the strangest goals you could ever wish to see. Can we call that hard work, can we? That was just amazing. He received Hilton, as KB said, he had all the time in the world, a bit of think time. He slipped over. Ottens got it back to Hilton under enormous pressure. And this is why the Tigers got hold of this player from the Western Bulldogs, Leon Cameron. That was a terrific kick, 55 metres on the wrong side of the body. Great football, Leon Cameron.
Leon Cameron scored the goal. It was almost by accident. It's just his third goal for the Tigers since he crossed from the Western Bulldogs. Gale, who started the game on the bench, then went forward, now on the ball for the Tigers. But Essendon rip it out. On the run is Johnson. 45 metres out for a wonderful goal.
Well, just a bit too easy on that occasion because Ottens been very good in the centre bounce in the ruck. I think maybe Alessio, great tap out to McCurry, a great quick handball over there to Danny Jacobs. And then we see Jason Johnson, who's having a great battle so far in this game. His opponent is Rory Hilton, who's had 10 touches, and Johnson now has had about 8 or 9 and been very good with a goal. Good play by Jason Johnson.
So a goal each in the last minute, and the margin back to 23 points. Alessio against Gale. Gale wins it. Comes down to Solomon. Hurried kick. Oh, terrific mark. Smoking Joe. Just plucked it away from his opponent, Mercedes. And Matthew Lloyd has his first clear chance for a goal. Kicked to behind in the first quarter. And looking for his 70th goal of the season. He kicked 87 last year. And he's on track to beat that. But his output today has been pretty minimal. Long run up. Breeze into him, but mightn't be reaching him down there. That is a fantastic
great kick.
Well, that is the kick of a man worthy of leading the goal kickers for the entire comp.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Drew. And it all comes about Stephen Alessio going into the ruck on this occasion. Ottens been very good against Johnny Barnes. And there's Joe Mercedes, who's had an outstanding year in the centre here for the Essendon side. He just put the ball out where you want to be, a 4-foot out in front of you. And here we are, Matthew Lloyd only having his third kick for the game. 55-metre goal. Great kick by Matthew Lloyd.
Bombers by 29 points. 4 goals to 1 in this second quarter. 12.5 minutes left. After the Bombers led by 10 points at quarter time. Daffy. He's had a short time on the interchange bench. From behind was Hawkins. Tawney does well. Great evasive work. Pumps the ball back to the square, needing a kind bounce. And getting one is Pryor, who's coming to the side with Fraser. Hurd and Buick not lining up for the Bombers today. Blumfield from the half-back flank to the half-forward line. Lloyd this time. Long, long way out from goal to Wellman. Quick hands. Ramanaskas wants it. Now does the shepherding as Wellman centres the ball. Coming across was McCurry. Fletcher sets it up. McCurry's going to run into the open goal. Bombers. Now the ball is coming back. He's kicked a goal. Magnificent play.
KB, that just shows you the Essendon side how good they are. That came out of their back pocket. I think you called Michael Pryor was the player set that one up. They just done it so easy. We see Lloyd coming down the ground to get a bit of football. Here's Sean Wellman is playing now centre half back. His opponent's Brad Otten because Brendan Gale has gone into the ruck to play against Stephen Alessio. Here we see Barnes to McCurry. He is the Rolls Royce in their midfield. Great football, the Bombers.
Well, McCurry was great because he showed great courage getting his hands to the ball and just was good enough to keep that ball alive, and then, of course, got his reward by taking the ball in the square.
Mark and the quick give by Lloyd at half forward. If he'd just gone back for a kick towards the goal square, we might have been still waiting for a score. What a goal that was by the Bombers, and a secondary baller.
I think, Drew, the beauty about that goal was the fact that no Richmond player, I think, touched the football on occasion coming in deep in the back line on the Essendon side. They just moved the ball so quickly by foot and by hand. Brilliant side, aren't they?
Paul Broderick not too happy with Johnson in there. Oh, magnificently won by Alessio to Solomon. Floodgates are starting to open. Dean Solomon's shot, disappointing though. He's kicked 2 behinds from his 2 shots at goal. Whereas it takes the Tigers about a dozen possessions to travel the ball half the length of the ground, the Bombers will do it in 2.
Wayne Campbell on screen. 9 possessions today. Bombers by 36 points, 8-8-56. The 3-2-20. Tigers, just the one scoring shot this quarter was a goal to Leon Cameron. Campbell just weighing up the options, gets the hurry on from the umpire. So he goes long and wide. He's looking for Gale. Good grab. Started on the bench. That was a surprise. Cameron from the back pocket goes short. Finds Callaway. Went forward last week and booted 3 goals. Proved a winner up forward. Started at centre half forward as well. Broderick. Holland wants the ball wide. He'll go instead inboard and finds Bitterscombe. Gale, edge of the centre square. Still 65 metres out from goal. Looking for Bowden. Did he drop it? He's been paid the mark.
Well, they just come on the ground, KB, on this occasion, Joel Bowden, who has been on the bench. Here we are once again. We see the replay of the kick from Brendan Gale across to Joel Bowden. Well, we couldn't tell from that one. Play the mark.
May have caught it between the legs.
You reckon give him a chance, Dougie?
Oh, I think so at this stage, Couchy. Run a bit of pressure to the Tigers at the minute.
Well, Danny Frawley said this morning it could be a future captain of the Tigers. Well, this is a captain's kick. Right on 50. The Tigers need a goal. He's pushed it right. And through for a minor score.
Let's have a look at the mark from a different angle. Was it a knee job?
Or touched the ground.
He was sitting on it for a while.
Could have hatched it.
Here come the Bombers working it out of defence. Carousella to Lucas. Oh, long left it to Jacobs. Jacobs long to full forward. Barnard or Lloyd? Neither. Comes to the front. Holland. Clash of heads there. It's going to be a Tigers free kick. Advantage. The hand pass to Broderick. His kick to centre wing to Knights. Now he's got a bit of open space. Not a bad kick. Hawkins. Good lead by the big fella. Bowden from the goal square. Bowden offers the lead in short. Sampson's on. And Broderick is very short. The umpire said play on. He didn't reckon it went the distance. Hawkins. And eventually they're inside the 50 to Dragosevic. 56 plays 21. It's 8-8 to 3 goals 3. Mark Dragicevic.
Might be too far out here, I think, Drew, on this occasion.
He's a very good kick, Doug.
He's a good kick for his size, you're right, Kev, but I just think this may stretch him.
Teenager in this Tigers lineup. Leon Cameron might be the man. He doesn't go for goal. He passes it off, looking for Tivendale, and they might have turned it over. Masiti gets it outside the 50, and now with a free kick, they're well outside the 50.
Well, you can see the Tigers' tactics they talked about with Darren Crocker. Even then, Dragicevic, you could see his eyes darting. It was as if he didn't want to really kick the ball more than, 20 or 30 metres. Finally gave it off. Mercury kicked a terrific goal a few moments ago to Blumfield from half-back. Barnard's the target, closing quickly. Strong player. Hardwick wins a lot of the hard ball. Gale again tries to pinpoint it wide, finds Chaffee to Knights. The general, can he set it up? Dragicevic is short. Knights will run to 50. Dragicevic
Great kick.
Is loose, can run in and should kick a goal. Pops it through.
Well, that's what the Tigers have been trying to do, set the play up as they go into their inside 50 on that occasion. I think it was Brendan Gale, good vision by the big fella, could certainly just bomb the ball long. But if he does that, there's no one really down there to take that mark. Good football by Mark Chaffee, who's had an outstanding season off a half-back flank for the Tigers. And there's a skipper once again over to one of the, I think, a future great player for the Tigers in Mark Dragicevic. And a great goal by the youngster.
Mark Dragicevic getting the goal. Blumfield standing him up. 8-8 to 4 goals 3. So the Tigers have kicked 2 goals 1 in this quarter, and Essendon 4-2. Umpire takes quite a while to compose himself. 5-2 for the Bombers this quarter. Gale against Alessio. Now the Rovers need it. Masiti tries to rip it out. They've got a pretty good grip on him. Umpire Goldsby to start again. Just under 7.5 minutes remaining to half-time. Bumper crowd at the MCG. This is where you want to be today. Comes down to Johnson. Straight up to the centre corridor. Holland got a touch to it. It's socked away by Mercury. Across the 50-metre line. And he's cornered. Tried to buy a bit of time. Lucas to Mercury. He's taken it out. So of all the class of Mark Mercury, he made a real mess of that.
He just got corralled then by those two Richmond players. I think it was Andrew Callaway and Nick Dathey. Good football by those two Tiger players there to put enormous pressure on Mark Mercury, who is that Rolls Royce and can normally get out of those situations.
Even Rolls Royces can run out of petrol.
They can. He did on that occasion, Drew.
Kick by Lucas. Fletcher. Oh, well done. Gee, you wonder whether Vardy's the boy for him, but then what options do you have? Who can pick this fella up?
Well, big job for Royce Vardy, as you said, Drew, no doubt about that. Fletcher's a class act, and we all know that. And maybe Andrew Callaway to go back there, I'm not quite sure. Maybe even Ben Holland could go back there and play on him.
So Fletcher coming up for his second goal. No problem. See, if your very best player was your most experienced player and your fastest player, he might be 6'6".
Well, that's the beauty that Kevin Sheedy can have with Dustin Fletcher. We see Jason Johnson has been very good, having a great contest against Rory Hilton. The kick's gone in. It's just great body work here by Fletcher to beat Royce Vardy. Probably be fair to say that the experience was just too good for the inexperience on that occasion.
Bombers by 35 points, just over 6 minutes left in this second quarter. 2 goals to Dustin Fletcher. Well, the strength is they've got Alessio down there, they've got Lucas down there, they've got Lloyd down there, they've got Fletcher down there. So sooner or later, Royce Vardy has to play on one of them.
Heaven help the Tigers have heard it played.
Speak of the devil, Vardy. Young man still just making his way in the game. Good tackle by Lucas on Daffy. Campbell with strength. The playmaker Broderick sets it up to Biddiscombe, goes wide, finds Sampson. Premiership player with the Crows. From centre wing to the half-forward line. Gale should mark. Wasn't paid. Ball was kept alive through Chaffey to Tivendale, who pumps the ball inside 50. Bowden sets himself. He's got it.
Just wonder if you had the ball long enough here, KB. Yeah, fair mark. No, good mark there by Joel Bowden. Distance, no problems from here from Joel Bowden.
Well, usually he's a very good kick. He's booted 15 goals for the season. No angle to speak of. And from right on 50, Joel Bowden hammers it home.
Well, that's a job that Joel Bowden has to do, particularly when Danny Frawley's opted for a fairly small forward line. Brendan Gale, who started this quarter fairly quiet, Stephen Alessio was on top. Gale certainly has worked himself back into the game and been a very good player, particularly late in his second term. Good kick there by Greg Tivendale, and just on that occasion, Joel Bowden was too big and too strong for his opponent was Michael Pryor. Good goal by Joel Bowden.
Ball back in the middle. Breeze slightly going Richmond's way, but it does swirl here at the MCG, so you wonder whether it makes that much difference. Long certainly got distance from a standing start. Courage by Kellaway. Here's Fletcher again. Round the corner. Free third.
That is class.
Well, a few problems there for the Tigers and for the coach Danny Frawley. You see Gale against Barnes there, the quick kick out. It looks like Andrew Kellaway the move has been made. That's right. Yeah, Andrew Kellaway has gone over now to pick up Dustin Fletcher. Royce Barty has picked up Scott Lucas. I like the move by Danny Frawley on this one.
3 goals to Dustin Fletcher, 9 possessions and 5 marks. Andrew Kellaway now with the job. Try and curb the brilliance of Fletcher. 10-8-68. The Tigers 5-3-33. Bombers by 35 points. Barnes beaten in the ruck this time by Gale. Broderick had it and lost it. Forced forward. The Bombers are good at forcing it forward. Lloyd. This time now, a Tiger player is down. He's hurt his shoulder by the looks of it. May have been. We'll check on that. Looks like Tawney.
Tawney, yep.
Great grab by Ramanaskas. A one-hander. From outside of 50. A high ball. Big grab, Solomon. Tremendous marking power on the Bombers' forward line. So many of their players so confident in the air, and there's Tawney. Played every game for the Tigers this year. He's been one of their best defenders. Put a lot of big names out of business. Dean Solomon.
It's interesting that the marks for the game are 53 Richmond, 39 Essendon. So a big break to the Tigers, but all theirs have been little chip kicks. Essendon's marks have all been in the air.
Looks like Danny Jacobs maybe come off the blood rule and Mark Fraser's on for his first run for the Bombers.
Yeah, Danny Jacobs cut top of the eye, left eye there. Dougie.
Couchy.
Solomon's booted 4 goals for the season. This to stretch the lead to 41 points. The Bombers going for 17 wins on the trot. Solomon drills it. It's an 8-goal quarter to the Bombers.
There's Jason Tawney still on the ground. As you said, KB, looked like an arm injury. He's tried to spoil a good effort to get the ball away from Matthew Lloyd. I'm like you, Kev, young Adam Ramanaskas on the wing. He's got a great future, great vision here on this occasion. And the beauty that Kevin Chitty has once again, here's the mark by Dean Solomon. Terrific strong mark by him. I mean, we see Ramanaskas this year play off the bench on many occasions, and he's a class act, this young fella. Great left footer.
Well, the Tigers came out here today to enjoy themselves and to supposedly freewheel a bit. in their attempts to be the first to beat the Bombers, but the match is taking a pretty familiar trend. Fraser out of the middle. Hardly seen the action this year, but he comes back in. Well done to Vardy to take the marking defence. Here's Fletcher after it. He's kicked 3 goals. He might get it again here from Long. Fletcher does the shepherding. Long cornered, goes down the line. Lloyd. Good mark. He just can't cover them all. 50 metres out on the boundary line. Matthew Lloyd kicks to the top of the square. Alessio works to the front. Rover wanted. Mercury might have been taken high in there, but the umpire says no, we'll ball it up. Solomon. Danny Jacobs bandaged up. Hit-outs in the quarter, 8-2 in favour of Essendon. And the breaks, same figure. Seedy actually won that, and comes down to Tivendale, who works it to the line. Just under 2.5 minutes to go to half-time. And Essendon have just done this to team after team, week after week. Start well, put the foot on the gas, and have the game won by half-time. They've only trailed at half-time twice. Mercury, another goal.
Too easy. Oh.
Tremendous play then by Stephen Alessio. Just took it out of the ruck. And of course, he just went to the space, and Mercury was able to run on the ball in the space for the ease of goals. But Stephen Alessio was just terrific here. Great presence of mind into that space.
Just too easy, KB, on that occasion. You're right. Stephen Alessio gets rid of Ben Holland too easily and a handball over the top. And Curry just had so much time to run into open goal. I think Danny Frawley would be very dirty on that situation. Just too easy.
Good bit of work by Johnson off the ball to keep the path clear for Mercury.
Danny Frawley on screen. The AFL record today is asking the question, is this the greatest Essendon team of all time? They mentioned the 49 and 50 side, 16 wins, and the 1950 through to 1951, 16 wins. It's the first time the Bombers has had 16 wins in the one season, going for 17 today, which will be a club record. And they're liking this side to the one that had the likes of Bill Hutchison and John Coleman and Dick Reynolds, some of the greatest names ever to play the game. 12-8-80, the 5-3-33, 47-point lead to the Bombers. 9 goals in this second term. Just under 2 minutes left. Chaffee beaten this time. Long to Ramanaskas, shoulder involved to Masiti. The Bombers on the charge. Danger for the Tigers. Lloyd tried to take a one-hander. Pulled off the ball was Alessio. He wants a free kick. Won't get it. Drew for a behind.
Just been great, Darren Gaskell. I mean, he's done enormous pressure for the ball coming so quickly inside 50. Here we are, we see Alessio. Oh, maybe not.
Holland. Cross half back to Cameron. To Campbell. Tigers a transfer of play. Gaspar kicks a high ball to space. Mercury's going to close quickly against Vardy. 2 against 1. Numbers will win out. Mercury loves to set it up, goes short, and finds Alessio.
Well, Steve Alessio is going for his 3rd goal of the quarter.
Yeah, he's been very good, hasn't he, really? I mean, Richmond midfielder had plenty of the football, but inside 50, Essendon 19 occasions to Richmond only 9. Essendon using the ball a lot better, moving the ball a lot quicker and directly down the corridor inside their 50.
Well, if Alessio kicks this, it'll be Essendon's best ever second quarter score against the Tigers. This for their 10th goal of the term. And it's greeted by silence. You build a fella up and watch he do to you, KB. Alessio, 2 goals, 1. And in this quarter, they have kicked 9 goals, 4. 21 seconds remaining to half-time. Will they get another chance to add to it? Campbell kicks in for the Tigers. Straight to the opposition, Mercury. They have got time to get another one. Beautiful pass, Masiti. The M&Ms.
Well, Wayne Campbell today has been that kicker in from full-back, of course, and normally we see Leon Cameron who uses the ball so well. And there's the pass once again. Great kick to Joe Mercedes. Distance, no problems here.
Well, Scott Lucas had a chance to kick a goal after the siren quarter time, and he missed. Joe Mercedes with a chance after the siren at half-time for a 10-goal term for the Bombers. Offline, did it score? Yes, it got over the line for a behind. So they didn't quite manage 10 goals, but they've certainly managed to put the Tigers away. And that equals their best ever second quarter against Richmond. And they've been going around for 100 years, these two. 12-11-83 to the Tigers 5-3-33, a 50-point lead. And it would be one of the great miracles of our time if Richmond could get up and pinch this from here. And Essendon well on the way to winning 17 straight. About to start the second half here at the MCG with the Bombers 50 points in front of the Tigers. What can Danny Frawley do with his Tigers to bridge this gap? Hawkins on the ball, Gale in the goal square. Hawkins wins the tap. Daffy hard through the middle. Well, that's a good start. Barnard leads the race though from Holland, and he gets support from Masiti. Solomon floats a hand pass to Ramanauskas. Didn't really give him a great chance. Chaffee goes back. Tawney works it off to Hilton. There's a free kick behind the play here for over the shoulder, and it'll go to Tawney. Which was an unusual free kick. It has stopped the Tigers in their flow. Tawney, Gale underneath the ball. Wellman couldn't mark. Dragicevic. Campbell dumps his opponent, and the umpire will ball it up.
Yeah, Drew, Ben Holland has gone to centre-half forward. You just touched on before. Brendan Gale playing at full forward. So Richmond have opted now for those marking options up forward. Aaron James has gone to centre-half back, playing on Stephen Alessio.
Alessio and Fletcher have been the big guns up forward. They've booted 5 goals between them. 7 marks to Alessio and 5 to Dustin Fletcher. Johnny Barnes will take the free.
Aaron James has had a strange day. He's got a clean slate, hasn't seen it.
Hasn't kicked it yet.
Pryor drills it out wide, looking for Mercury. Tawney, he's had some big scalps this year. Kicks the ball inside 50, too much carry on the ball. And Johnny Barnes just floats across and takes the mark, goes wide. Finds Carousella from the half-back line. Loose play opens up. Blunfield started the game as a tagger on Matthew Knights. Rockets the ball to Mark Fraser, who's come into the side. No hurdle. Buick runs the 50. Long bomb to the square. Fletcher looks dangerous. Got a fist to the ball. Kept the ball alive. Solomon with strength. It's been pinched by Vardy. Just bangs the ball out wide. Tivendale can trap it. Just weighing up the options and puts it straight back over the line.
Had no one to kick to that on that occasion. Greg Tivendale looked up the ground. At the end of the day, I thought the kick was probably the right option by him. Kick it out of bounds.
Well, they've worked it to centre wing. Throw in centre wing comes to Chaffee. Ball gets towards the 50. Dragicevic with a bit of pace, but Carousella beats him. Pryor. Hand pass not great for Wellman. Oh, around the corner with great vision. Ramanauskas to Fraser. Fraser deep inside the 50. Lucas.
Well, he's got a big job, Royce Vardy, once again. Terrific kick here by Fraser, who came into the side with Buick not playing. And he's got the job now on Scott Lucas, Royce Vardy has.
Lucas. Pretty close. No.
Two behinds today to Scotty Lucas. 84 plays 33. Bombers led by 10 points at quarter time, 50 points at half time. A 9-goal second term. Vardy has had his hands full with Dustin Fletcher. Andrew Kellaway had the job late in that second term. Cameron. So the Tigers still trying to get some run across half-back, finds Callaway. They've gone for a short passing game today to try and unsettle the Bombers. And Hardwick just thumps the ball back over the line.
Just think,
United's on screen.
Sorry, Kev, just with the switch of the play there by the Richmond side, Ben Holland was caught out. He was reading the play to go to the other side of the ground, and that's his job now to push up if he's playing at centre-half forward.
Sean Denham sitting on the interchange bench. Looked like he may have injured himself early in the game. Hardwick with strength. Just rode the bump and the tackle. Again puts it back over the line. Jason Johnson on screen. 10 possessions today. Also has booted a goal. Alessio in the ruck. Pushing and shoving with Holland. Has a fresh air shot. Hardwick again burrows in after the ball. Can set it up wide to Pryor, who rockets the ball to Barnard. It's where the Bombers can open it up. It's a floater back towards Long. True centre-half forward Lucas. Half kicks the ball off the ground. Chappie had it and lost it. Caracella takes it. Runs to 50. Blake Caracella bangs it through.
What about Adam Ramanauskas in there?
He's pretty good, isn't he?
Well, Drew and KB, I was going to say, give me the replay so I can pick up who that was. Geez, that was quick. Good hands too by Pryor to get it across to Barnard. Here we are, the replay. Once again, good tackle by Lucas. The tackling's been great, and there he is, Adam Ramanauskas. Quick hands to Blake Caracella and sets that goal up. Great start for the third term for the Bombers. Brilliant goal by Caracella.
The hand pass by Ramanauskas back in the midfield. He's only touched it 10 times, but with class like that, your team's going to get about 10 goals out of him. Masiti.
Just quality, Drew. Just quality stamped all over him, young Ramanauskas.
I think the crowd just settling back into their seats after that goal. Well, we might get an exhibition from the hot premiership favourites here in the second half. Doubt very much the Tigers can make much of a game of it. Little hand pass comes out from Caracella, and they've got the ball up the ground once again. Lucas. Lloyd with a bit of a space. That's one of the very few times that Gaspar has given him that much room.
Well, I just thought that Darren Gaspar was probably playing 2 or 3 metres off Matthew Lloyd, which he has all day, particularly in that first half. Still, it's a strong mark and still a good effort by Darren Gaspar to get there at the end.
Lloyd's kicked just 1 goal, 1 for the day. 70 goals, 40 for the year, which is not a great conversion rate. Nobody else in the competition has kicked 40 behinds this year. He's the leading goal kicker, but he's the worst misser as well. 40 out, maybe only 35. There's another one.
Well, I think KB hit on the head a bit early. When you've got a forward line of Fletcher, marking power particularly, you've got Alessio down there, you've got Lloyd once again, and Scotty Lucas for a 6'3", 6'4". He gets it over the ground like a 5'11" type player, 6-footer, and it's just a brilliant kick by him to find his teammate in Matthew Lloyd. Great goal by Lloyd.
Bombers by 63 points. On their way to a touch of history with 17 wins on the trot. And a big crowd here to witness this great performance by the Bombers so far. It's got to be close to 80,000 here at the MCG. Huge crowd in to see this wonderful team in action. Broderick shares the ball around. He was looking for Knights. Has to trap it. Squeezed up in the pocket. Across the face of goal. Hilton has been paid the mark.
Man in front, Gale.
In fact, they've given it to Benny Gale. I'd like to see that. Campbell. 45-degree angle.
Here we are.
Now,
Here we are, Kev.
Aerial shot from the Goodyear blimp.
I reckon Hilton had a bit of that, didn't he?
Wayne Campbell has an opportunity to drag back this 63-point deficit. Yet to kick a goal. Wayne Campbell. Ooh. Just floats it through.
Well, really, the Tigers just made something out of nothing on that occasion there. We see the ball rush forward into... Here's the mark once again. This is the one that we questioned KB about. Played the man in front, which is Brendan Gale, but I still reckon Hilton had a bit of the football as well. We see Matty Knights, the skipper, just rush the ball at the goals on this occasion over the head mark here. And a good short pass there to set up Wayne Campbell for his first goal. The goal the Tigers certainly needed.
Well, the Tigers have lost 3 times in the last 4 weeks to Adelaide, Port Adelaide and Melbourne. Not really the top bracket of teams, but they've come against a top bracket side today. It's been an absolute hiding. Lucas off the ground and then into the crowd. Well, nearly get dragged and sent back to the seconds for a week for that at Essendon.
Well, he could have handballed probably there, Drew, too. I thought Blake Carousella was there for the handball, but the staggering stat is that Essendon's had 26 scoring shots to Richmond only 9.
Joel Bowden to take the kick in. He wants a long one. He's gaining a bit of ground. He wants Knights at half-back flank. Oh, shocking kick. It wasn't Knights' fault. It was just dreadful delivery by Bowden. Johnson intercepts. Michael Long.
You couldn't believe that Joel Bowden could actually miss Matthew Knights. All he had to do was kick it to the right-hand side of Matthew Knights, and he takes the easiest of marks.
Absolutely.
And he kicked it to his left-hand side.
Yeah, he knows it.
They may need a new part-time schools coach, KB, down there.
Yes, who is the schools coach down there, Doug?
I can't recall.
Attendance record has been very poor, I believe. I think he played a lot of games for the Western Bulldogs, or Footscray as they were then.
350, they tell me.
Solomon for goal. No mistake.
No, it was a bad kick where we all saw that. I mean, Joel Bowden, who, I'd be fair to say this year, being there probably, you can stop the best and fairest, would probably be nearly in front at this stage. Here we are, the replay now. Joel Bowden's been taken from the ground. He's been, yes, no doubt about that. He's been dragged from the ground. Lionel Proctor on the ground for Richmond. Here's a kick by Jason Johnson. Had a very good game. Michael Long, quick vision, set the goal up.
Joel Bowden on the blower. This morning in the press in Melbourne, his coach Danny Frawley said that he was captaincy material. Well, it hasn't stopped him from taking from the field after making that blatant error.
What could Danny possibly tell him that Joel doesn't know already?
Daffy, the duck. Handball didn't really hit its target. Ottens did well. Back towards centre half forward. The Bombers, strong overhead taken by Holland. Back to Campbell, sets it up. The playmaker. Bitterscombe to Cameron.
Vision.
Great vision. Well called, Doug. Chaffee should kick a goal for the Tigers. Bangs it through.
Well, that was great vision. But there we see Wayne Campbell with quick hands. Here's Hilton, had a pretty good contest with Jason Johnson in the first half. Here we are, we see Cameron certainly could have just gone long to the goal square, but his vision found Mark Chaffee, who's been fairly good of a half-back flank for the Tigers this year, and certainly has lifted his work rate here today as well. Good goal by Mark Chaffee.
It's been 3-2 in this third quarter in favour of the Bombers. They don't even need a percentage booster, but they look like getting one. Knights somehow flicks the ball over his head to Daffy, up towards the 50. Just wide. Boundary lines is going to be his best friend here. Barnard. Back in the side this week. Gale in ruck. Barnes coming from behind. Clean possession, Gale. Masiti, rare fumble, then a backhander. Oh, he hasn't got the ball, Fraser. Umpire. And that will be balled up.
Looks like Jason Johnson's been taken from the ground. His opponent is Leon Cameron, so maybe for Cameron coming down for setting that goal up for Richmond. Kevin Sheedy will have a bit of a chat to Jason Johnson, I think.
It's great luxury. You can fiddle around.
Just take them off when you
move
want
them
them.
off the ground, move them back to the seconds.
Just rotating the players, Drew. Daffy. Good desperate play by Carosella. (15-12), 102 to 7-3-45. The Bombers in control. Jason Johnson taking a spell. 11 possessions. He's taken a mark and he's got 1-1 next to his name. 27 scoring shots to 10. 9 individual goal kickers for the Bombers. Knights can't trap it.
Now, if you lost a spot in the Essendon side at this time of the year, it'd almost like being in a Tats Lotto syndicate. You know you've got the winning ticket, but you're left out of the syndicate.
Well, don't count out Carlton just yet. I think the Blues are a very good side. I think they're playing as well as the Bombers are at the moment. And that round 20 clash looks like it's going to be an absolute ripper. Carosella over the top. Campbell, some fancy footwork. Trips the light, fantastic. 55 metres out.
Great
Campbell
kick.
kicks a goal. He's got 2.
And you have been advocating that for weeks and months. You don't have to kick it all the way to the line. You can give it the good spin and kick it to open space. Don't go to the pockets, kick it straight to the goal line.
And players can run onto the ball if it doesn't quite make it. I've always believed that space is on your side in footy.
Yeah, a good tap there by Lionel Proctor. Looked like a bit of a throw on that occasion, but good play by Wayne Campbell. Set that up his second goal now.
Well, the Tigers have hit the half-century, but the Bombers have hit the century. Barnes to Masiti. This is perfection. Matty Lloyd wrestled down by Gasper. Vardy for the Tigers. Oh, he was clipped by Fletcher on the way through. Umpire didn't see it. Play on. Lloyd snaps for goal. Now the umpire off the action has come in to overrule the umpire who was in the zone at the time. Umpire Goldspink didn't see anything here. And it was the umpire from way off the play who came in to overrule Steve McBurney.
Gaspar, he's done a good job on Matthew Lloyd. What a season he's had. Pumps the ball inside 50. Now, a Richmond player went down. That was Gale behind play. He wanted a free kick taken away by Solomon. A transfer play. On the charge, the Bombers. Wellman pumps the ball out wide, finds Fletcher. He's getting the boos now.
I wonder whether we'll hear any more about that. His season could, just could come crashing down.
I don't think there was much in it, Drew. I didn't think it was much. Just a bit of a flick.
Inside 50, Lloyd thought he could have got a free. Lucas says, "I'll have a shot," and misses. Thought he might have passed that one off. Puts it through for a behind.
I've just been watching here, KB. Moorcroft came on the ground to replace Jason Johnson. His opponent's Leon Cameron. Moorcroft trying to drag Cameron out. Cameron's rotating now to go on the Fletcher, and Andrew Callaway's the one that's going to go back deep into the back line for the Tigers.
Through behind to Scotty Lucas. I think it was an open hand, wasn't it?
Yeah, no doubt.
Open hand from Dustin Fletcher.
Oh, that's a terrible kick that wobbles and floats and goes out of bounds.
Let's have a look at this incident. I thought this was an open hand. Pretty certain the hand was open there. It was certainly a bit crude.
But Vardy certainly made the most of it, made sure he got a free kick out of it.
But certainly the hand was open. Barnes over the back. Campbell working hard. Long. Equal to the task. The quick hands intercepted. Campbell has done well. He's booted 2 goals in his 3rd term. The kick's a floater. Taken by Jacobs to Solomon. Rebound football by the Bombers. Mercury kicked his 200th goal in AFL football with his first goal today. He's got 2 for the match. Finds Fraser. A real ball carrier. Loves to take him on. Backs himself in. Back to Barnard. High ball to the square. Fletcher looks dangerous. Off hands. He had the ride. Kept alive.
Oh.
Chance for the Bombers. Is that a goal? No. Blumfield nearly made something out of nothing.
You nearly got as high as Fletcher then, KB.
Well, I can see him coming.
Oh.
And he's taken a couple of ripper marks this year.
Yeah.
And he certainly had the sit.
I had you penciled in for my mark of the day when you left the chair. Tivendale out wide to Holland. Gee, they're finding it tough to work it out of this back line. Campbell. And if you possess the ball 10 or 12 times, eventually you're going to give it up. Campbell gaining not 1 centimetre of ground. He's run along the half back line. I don't know what team plan that fits into. Comes to Vardy. Vardy towards centre half forward. Essendon have the numbers. Well, he had the luxury of going for a jump, Solomon. No free kick. Pryor gets it out. They might have lost it though. Dragicevic quick. Daffy. A chance here for Tivendale. Didn't get much purchase on it. In the goal square for Lionel Proctor.
Great kick. Well, I just reckon 3 or 4 goals out of the Tigers. 9 have been really making something out of nothing on occasion. I thought it was Brendan Gale who kept the ball alive when the ball's rushed forward. There's a handball from Nick Daffy to Greg Tivendale. Here we see Brendan Gale in the goal square against Sean Wellman. Good work by Gale to find Lionel Proctor, who I think's playing his first game this year for the Tigers. A good goal by him.
Bombers by 47 points, 15-14 to 9-3. Denham just warming up on the boundary line, ready to come back into the action. Ottens beaten by Barnes. Carousel the tackler. Blumfield desperate. Daffy wins the hard ball. Hurried kick out towards centre wing. 2 against 1. Hilton. Can he take on 2 of them? Does it magnificently. Going to ground was Knights. Just couldn't quite keep his footing. Mercury was bowled over by Hilton. Daffy's been caught by Jacobs. Starting to flex the muscles, the Bombers and the Tigers. Barnes from centre half back to Carousella. Non-stop action in front of 80,000. Ramanaskas belts the ball long. And Alessio has been too big, too strong and too good all day.
Geez, I just reckon there, KB, when you're caught behind in Brad Otten's situation, then you just got to punch the ball. I don't think he made a real hard effort to punch. Not at all. He tried to outmark him. You can't do that.
Well, this man's taken 8 marks, Doug.
Yep.
He's kicked 3 goals. Let's check his goals. He kicked 2 with 8 marks, 14 possessions. Alessio in the best form I've seen for a long time, straight through the centre. Now he's got 3.
Well, up until then, Richmond were outscoring Essendon in this quarter.
Yep.
And you know, the discipline thing which wasn't done, who knows, the next 8 goals might be scored by Essendon.
You're right, Drew, no doubt about that. The Tigers kicked 4 goals this quarter to 3 goals free, and they were certainly doing a great job. You just got to punch. I know we're talking about a young player who I think one day will be a very, very good, probably a champion player, Brad Ottens, but on that occasion, your mind's got to tell you to punch the football, not try and mark on that occasion there.
It's his 50th game today too for Brad Ottens.
50th game, is it, KB?
Michael Long on the bench. Scott Lucas as well. He's kicked 3 behinds and 1 out of bounds, Scott Lucas. Here's Ottens on the ball after failing to punch. He goes up against Barnes. Barnes gets a hand to it. Carousella for the Bombers. Precision with hand. Hardwick, precision with foot. Mercury puts it up to the champ full forward, but he's swamped and man in front. Alessio again.
I reckon this is the best I've seen Stephen Alessio play today. His confidence is high. He's attacking the ball, Drew. Early in the season, he was dropped by the Bombers. But today, I reckon this is the sort of form that we know that Alessio is able to produce. Strong overhead, mobile. He's been aggressive at the ball.
And Aaron James is playing on him, isn't he? Aaron James still has a clean slate.
He is playing on him.
It's hard to believe he could play for about an hour and a half and not touch the leather. And Alessio is just having a picnic and kicks another goal. Alessio's kicked 4 goals, 1, and Aaron James won't even need a shower after the game.
Well, here we are, the centre bounce. Brad Ottens up against Johnny Barnes. Good tap out by John Barnes, having a great year, as we've mentioned a few times in the core. We see Hardwick coming off a half-back flank, finer Mark McCurry, but the difference between these two sides today, no doubt, is the foot disposal by Essendon. Have been outstanding. There's the big man again, Stephen Alessio.
17-14, 1-16 the Bombers. The Tigers 9-3-57. 5 minutes left in this third term. Masiti again just bangs the ball deep into the forward line. Gaspar comes out, hits the ball hard. They'll need a crumb up. Daffy fends off Moorcroft. Denham equal to the task, weaving his way out of trouble. The bit of magic was Mercury. Back to Solomon. Centering kick. Blumfield. High flyer was Lloyd. Still inside the defensive 50 for the Tigers. And James just bangs the ball back to the edge of the centre square. Masiti will share along with Barnard. Be tough playing in defence for the Tigers. Vardy stands his ground, knocked out of his arms that time by Fletcher. Moorcroft, danger here. Bombers, Lloyd. Good smother by Gaspar, hands and knees. Lloyd thought he had it. Gaspar again shovels the ball out, taken by Lloyd, crunched into the ground, taken away by Daffy. Loose ball, good play, that time by Callaway. Tried to find Cameron, puts the foot on the accelerator, goes sideways, back to Chaffee, can set it up. Loose player, look out. Here comes Pryor. Bombers with numbers. A deft tap. Pryor back to Moorcroft. Looks for Joe Masiti, and the numbers went out for the Bombers. And Solomon goes wide. He's going to find Johnny Barnes, parked off the play. Barnes wants to go short. Carousel up. Good stretch.
Well,
too many numbers around the ball.
You're right, Kev, no doubt about that. And just when you play indirect football like the Tigers have, particularly in their midfield, we just saw Leon Cameron going forward. I think Leon was better off probably kicking the ball nice and long and get the ball out of your danger area. And he handballed back to Mark Chaffee, whose kick across to Mark Drager Savage just didn't quite find the target. That's been the difference. Essendon have found their targets where Richmond have turned the ball over.
He's had a big game, Carousella. 14 possessions and 5 marks. He's going for his second goal. Right on 50. Across the face. Blumfield was up high. Holland says, is it my mark? The umpire says it's a behind.
Looks like Aaron James now has been moved to centre-half forward by the Tigers. His opponent is Paul Barnard.
Shot of Danny Frawley looking on. Well, you know that you're in a different league now. As Cameron kicks in. Vardy stands his ground, but the Bombers, and especially players like Fraser and Pryor, who are fringe players trying to get a spot on this side, they are going at it so hard that almost certain marks to Richmond finish up being spoiled. Alessio, almost clean possession. Hilton, though. The umpire will have to take over here eventually.
It's a good point that you make, Drew, that they've got a number of players who are just on the fringe, just not quite regular senior players at the moment, who just itching to be there in September. And I suppose this has worked in Kevin Sheedy's favour. 5 changes leading to this game with Hurd and Buick pulling out of the side, that it just keeps everyone on their toes, Doug.
Certainly does, KB.
Well, Pryor did it in the middle of the ground to set up the last goal, and Fraser did it just then. Kellaway clears for the Tigers. Hardwick, tell you, he'd be nearly first pick. Ruled through the finals for the Bombers. Here goes Michael Pryor. I reckon he's probably been an emergency 100 times in his career. Comes to Solomon. No distance on the kick. It'll bring snow, but it'll bring a mark to Carousel.
Well, he should have actually given that ball off then to Carousella, but he may have been caught sort of in half a stride and just felt he wasn't balanced. And in fact, the high ball able to land into his arms.
This is where they're breaking down, KB. Marks inside 50. Essendon had 21 marks inside 50 for 11 goals. And this is where the Tigers have really broken down. They've had 11 marks inside 50 for only 6 goals. So marks inside 50, Essendon have dominated the Tigers.
So Black Carousella, who started the game on interchange, kicked a goal earlier this quarter. Lines up for his second. Got a real float to it. That float's good enough. Sometimes you can float an idea and it finishes up being a ripper.
Well, gee whiz, they're a great side, the Bombers, aren't they? Here we go once again. I mean, Carousella's kicked 2 goals. We see Hardwick, as Drew said, one of the first players picked, no doubt, in the Essendon side, been great off a half-back flank. We see Pryor back in the side, one of those players fighting for a spot. Solomon's been good too today. And there's the kick.
2 goals to Carousella. Bombers by 66 points, 18-15, 123. The Tigers 9-3, 57, so that's 12 scoring shots to 33. The Bombers on top of the ladder, going for 17 straight. Denham caught by Ottens. Good enough to get his kick away. Dragicevic bundled off the ball. Daffy trying to lift his rating. Campbell does well. Finds Cameron to Hilton. The Tigers have just tried to set it up all day with multiple possessions, and there's Fletcher. So good today. He's moved at 3 goals. He's been in defence. He's been up forward. It's a great kick to find Barnes, who really is a giant ruck rover, to Pryor, enjoying his return to the senior side, and Solomon has got it. Edge of the centre square. He's booted 2 goals. Man from North Broken Hill. Short. And the call came from Caracella. It was such a good kick for goal that you would think he just might kick it. Just outside of 50 though, Doug. Distance just might test.
May stretch him, KB. Just watch it now. Looks like Ben Holland's picking up Stephen Alessio, who's playing inside 50 for the Bombers.
Now Alessio's right on the goal line. That's the spot to be. Now this is the 3rd time that a Bomber has had a kick after the siren. Yep. Luke has had it at quarter time. Yeah. Then we had it at half time as well.
Who was it at half time?
Was it Mark McCurry?
Yeah, I think it was Mark, yeah.
And now we've got Blake Caracella. A big torp. It's a shocking kick. And they still haven't kicked a goal after the siren. He's disappointed. But another big term for the Bombers. They've been magnificent today. The Tigers are 9-3, 57. And the Bombers 18-15, 123.
66-point lead to the Bombers. And, well, the Tigers shouldn't feel too despondent about this. It's happened to every other team in the competition. The only thing is it's happened to the Tigers already this year. Bombers beat them by 43 points the first time around in round 2. Lloyd kicked 7 that day. Today they've done it pretty much without Matty Lloyd, who's only kicked 2. But the Bombers have kicked 18 and lead by 66 points. Paul Couch is down there with Mark Harvey.
Yes, Mark, and your centre clearance work's been sensational today.
Yeah, Barnesy and also Alessio's been terrific at palming the ball to City and Johnson, and Alessio's taken a lot of marks up forward. Yeah, what a luxury for you. Alessio, Fletcher, then Lloyd and Lucas are quiet. Well, our big blokes have copped a bit of criticism over the last week or so they've really responded to that, and I guess that's why you've seen them play so well at the moment. What was the message for Kevin Shetty at 3/4 time? You're up by so much. Go for the jugular. Go for the jugular. Thanks, Art.
Go for the jugular. Good message. I reckon they've got a fair piece of the jugular already, though.
Start of the last quarter at the MCG. Big crowd in, close to 80,000 we estimate. The Bombers putting on a magnificent performance, 18-15, 123 to the Tigers, 9-3, 57, going for a record for the club of 17 wins straight. As they go forward, Fletcher been so good today. Been a thorn in the Tigers side up forward. Chaffee went in hard. Caracella been so dangerous on the forward line for the Bombers. Denham keeps the ball alive to Fletcher, centering kick. Rossetti thought he had it. Taken away by Campbell to Daffy. So the old firm combined back towards Knights, bundled off the ball, taken by Barnard. Lloyd, just 2 goals. He's had a tough day on Gaspar. Pumps the ball back. It's where the Bombers have been so dangerous. The Tors on the forward line, Alessio and Fletcher, have been magnificent today. And the ball just squeezed over the line.
Inside 50 KB, Essendon for the whole game this is. Essendon 51 occasions to Richmond only 26. Nearly double, just about double.
Lucas had a shot after the siren in the first quarter. It was Joe Masiti at half-time and Caracella at the end of that 3rd term. So we might be looking at a bit of history, Drew, if we can have a shot after the siren for another Essendon player today.
And they've come up empty-handed every time, haven't they?
Yet to kick a goal.
Oh, Barnesy over the top, about 3rd in line. Fantastic play. Masiti in short, just outside the 50. Pryor comes out wide. Barnard, a raking kick for goal. It's pretty close, but just fades offline. Yes, you talk about those tools. Fletcher today, 7 marks, 13 possessions. and Steve Alessio, who's been fantastic with 9 marks and 16 possessions, as well as 4 goals. Fletcher, 3 goals.
I think the disappointing thing for Danny Frawley and the Tigers be just the way of the side. This year they haven't been really thumped this year, and they've really had a real good go, particularly for 4 quarters, and this last quarter they're really going to fight the game out.
Campbell to bring the ball back into play. Just caught in 2 minds, goes wide. He was looking for Ben Holland. Just forced back over the line for a toss back in.
It's frightening when you think, put James Hird back into this side. Frightening.
Well, he had to pull out today. He's had that broken finger, of course, and Darren Buick also pulled out. Bombers by 67 points. Pryor and Fraser have both come into the side and both performed well. Speaking of the devil, there was Pryor in the action, taken away by Cameron. Runs to the point of the centre square, goes wide, looking for Benny Gale. Can't trap it. Boundary throw in.
Appears that Leon Cameron's gone forward now for the Tigers. Leon's had 13 kicks, 6 handballs and 6 marks. And kicked a goal.
That was a pretty good example. If the kick had gone to the middle of the goal line, it might nearly have bounced on and been a goal instead of a throw in 30 metres around. See, I've learned a little bit from sitting next to you over these years, KB.
Look, I always think it's a good idea to go long, and as I've said to you before, I think space is on your side in footy.
Lionel Proctor playing his first game for the season. Just a couple of kicks, most of the day on the bench. Umpire's going to ball it up about 40 metres from goal. Chance for the Tigers. They were winning the 3rd quarter about halfway through. Finished up getting flogged again. Ball comes down to Ramanaskas. Standing start kick, covers about 40 metres. Lloyd doing the work of a ruckman to get the ball out to Barnard, who finds McCurry with a bit of a hand on. A lucky mark to Gasper. Gasper back at centre wing. Up to half forward. Proctor in front. Kick goes out wide. A beautiful leap at the back by Bowden, but G. Solomon stood his ground brilliantly. Wellman, Ramanaskas, Barnard. McCurry. The ball curls around and takes the line of the boundary line. Fantastic. McCurry keeps it in deep inside 50. Fletcher's been sensational. This time he gives it straight away to the opposition. Gee, a black mark against him.
Tivendale, touch of the fumbles, cross half back. To the half forward line. Great kick. Terrific hands by Matthew Knights. And Tivendale is a very good kick because he's very quick through the air. He's able to give that a bit of punch. Knights just concedes ground, goes back to Bitterscombe. He's going to go wide, centre of the ground, finds Ben Holland, who just wobbles the ball forward. It's a poor kick. And Alessio, so good today. One of the best games I've seen today from Stephen Alessio. He's been aggressive, he's jumped, he's shown speed and pace. He's kicked 4 goals. His confidence is very, very high. Henneman, young man, still making his mark with the Bombers. First season from a long way out. He's off target and through for a behind.
Just on that occasion there, we saw Alessio, who's playing a full forward, just decided to go down to the back line and be that loose man with John Barnes. That's where Richmond couldn't go inside their 50. Had no one really to kick it to. Those big players of the Essendon side blocking their avenue to goal.
And Mervyn Kane, of course, Richmond Premiership player, sitting on the interchange bench there, taking the messages from Kevin Sheedy.
Of course, the Richmond Premiership player the Tigers hate the most today is Kevin Sheedy, because he has plotted their downfall and they've given him an absolute licking. I think Henneman might have had stars in his eyes a moment ago, thinking about his first ever league goal, rather than giving it off to Matty Lloyd. Here's Pryor. Lloyd capped. Good hands. Mark McCurry. Over the top to Masiti, but the whistle's gone. Gee, he might have missed the mark by a couple of centimetres, so he's got to do it all again. Wry smile from Mark McCurry. That was almost like a bit of the alley-oop.
He'll step around here.
Andrew Gaze and Leonard Copeland.
Watch him step around here on his right side. There's no doubt about this.
Gets it anyway. Well played, Merckx. He's kicked 3.
Yes, came into this game with 199 goals next to his name. Now he's got 202.
Well, he's had 22 possessions now, Mark McCurry, 6 marks and kicked the 3 goals. Here, obviously, Michael Pryor decided, I'm going to have a shot for goal here. And there's the mark by Mark McCurry, just on the line on that occasion, but a good goal by Mark McCurry, kicking his 3rd goal. .74 lead. Well, 73,465. I thought it might have been closer to 80,000 today. Might have to check the turnstiles.
That means they could get another 20,000 odd, or over 20,000 in for grand final day. I'd like to see where they're going to go.
I agree with you, Drew. There's not too many empty spaces. Tawney from the centre square. Kicks long. Hilton running with the flight. Too much carry. Through for a behind. Yes, it'd be hard to see where they could fit in an extra 20,000.
There's Aaron James sitting on the bench. He started there. He looks like he'll finish there. But we can't quite give him a clean slate. He's had the 1 kick. Pryor's kick. Barnes outnumbered. Oh, better judgment, though. Play on, said the umpire. Wasn't a mark to Barnes. Comes to Denham. Floats the kick to Fletcher. Another rare mistake. Out to Masidi. Won't matter. Carosella. He's just licked his chops as he's taken advantage of his teammates' great kick ascendancy, and Alessio will be kicking for his 5th.
Just too easy once again here for the Essendon side. There's Blake Carosella, who's kicked 2 goals. Brilliant pass to Stephen Alessio. It looks like Royce Vardy may have that job back. I thought Ben Holland started on Stephen Alessio in this last quarter.
Carosella started on the bench. He's racked up 7 marks and 17 possessions. Alessio for goal number 5. What a day he's had.
Well, you think the big fella may squeeze in the votes here, KB, I think, today on his performance. You've mentioned a couple of times it's probably one of his best games he's played this year. He's been in and out of the side a couple of times through mainly lack of form, and here we are to see Masidi get the handball across to Blake Carosella. That's the beauty about this Essendon side. They've got a great running midfield. 5 goals to Alessio.
And some Richmond supporters calling it quits for the day.
That's what happened. They counted the crowd too late. I reckon 7,000 had left by the time they counted them.
Well, it's a great crowd and it's a great atmosphere to see this wonderful Essendon side who's going to chalk up its 17th straight win. Can they go through the season undefeated? It's round 20 against Carlton that is looming as the big test for the Bombers. The Blues have won 11 straight themselves. I think it's a long time since we've seen 2 sides, Drew, dominate a competition with so many successive wins on the trot.
Barnes off and Jason Johnson back on. Barnes has been very good again today.
2017 the Bombers, 137 the Tigers, a 9-4, 58. Ramanauskas, a fine young player, inside 50. Playing in front was Mercury. Holland shares the ball around with Callaway, who started at centre-half forward. Tumbles the ball wide to Biddiscombe. To Dragicevic. Just in his 2nd season, he's got a lot of ability. Carosella did well. Forced Tawney to the ground. Barnard caught in 2 minds.
Too easy.
Jason Johnson. All class. Carosella from a long way out. Fletcher tries to keep the ball alive. Through for a minor score.
Well, there's a stat here for you, Drew and KB. Richmond's lowest score this season was 69 points at the end of the game against Carlton in round 7. Their biggest loser margin was the same game by 51 points. Their first real total flogging today.
Well, Darren Gasper's coming off. He must have a problem because he's been one of the Tigers' best players today, because on a day when they've been absolutely blitzed, his opponent Matthew Lloyd has only kicked the 2 goals, and he's kicked 71 for the season now, so Gasper's done a very good job in defence.
Centering kick by Jacobs. It's here for Mercury, but he's caught behind. Tivendale blazes for the boundary line. Oh, Fletcher, he is everywhere. just gets boot to ball.
Kicked it 50 metres.
Terrific kick to the goal square. Dragicevic. There, Fletcher again. Unbelievable. Go on, kick the goal.
Have a shot.
He's kicked 3 goals, 1. And he's missed again.
He could have taken his time there too. He just seemed to rush it for some unknown reason. No need to rush it.
Well, he figures he's going to be all-Australian full back. He doesn't want to blot his copybook by kicking too many goals.
So the Bombers by 81 points. Just a little grab there of Darren Gasper sitting on the interchange bench. Cameron, short. Finds Daffy. Sets it up. Young Vardy. From Ron Woodside. It's been a tough initiation for Vardy, who came off the rookie list this year, playing on Stephen Alessio today several times.
Oh, look at this.
They set it up. Denham to Mercedes. Smoke and Joe was nearly run down. Lloyd's got a chance over the top. Moorcroft looks dangerous. Caught in 2 minds, kicks a high ball. Caracella backing back. Goes to ground. Numbers. Barnard on the charge. Tries to keep it alive. Sampson, touch of the fumbles. Moorcroft just pulled Dragicevic off the ball. Caracella forced over the line.
The old Tigers backline don't look as sound, particularly now. We've got Leon Cameron. The Tigers have tried to get Leon to pinch a couple of goals for him, and just that guidance of him down the backline, the way he uses the football, is missing at this stage.
Campbell doing the ruck work, and Sampson marks across half-back. Hawkins. Tigers started to try and catch the Bombers out today by playing a very short game, a possession game, rather than kick the ball long into their forward line, which has really been their tactics this year. But against this great side, it just hasn't come off today. Bitterscombe. Still, they persist. Tivendale. Edge of the centre square. Usually a thumping kick. Drives it long. Wellman has read it well. Comes out in front of Hilton. Goes to ground. Hilton tunnel balls it back. Knights can't trap it. Boundary throwing.
Just so even, aren't they, the Essendon side? The team performance today. I mean, they've had 13 players get the ball out of the centre clearance. They've had 11 players had 2 tackles each. And inside 50, 20 players have brought the ball inside 50 for them. So even.
Gee, you've been working hard coming up with these historical stats and match stats.
Not on my homework, Drew, let me tell you that.
Well done, Hawk. Hardwick from half-back, up to centre wing. Made it tough. Vardy gets in there to spoil. But you don't want to run into Hardwick front on. I tell you what, he could take on a semi with a bull bar, and the semi had come off second best.
We've just had a call from Bill Gates, who wants to know if he can hire Doug Hawkins.
Microsoft, look out, here I come. Oh, yeah.
Hardwick is well named. Ball back towards half forward. Ramanauskas. They're working it brilliantly, and Pryor has been spectacular. He made the most of his chance today. Inside the 50. Punched in front of Mercury. He keeps it out in front. Lloyd bouncing. Great goal, Matty Lloyd.
Well, he kicks a lot of goals like that, Doug.
He does, KB, no doubt about that. And I think you said before, Kev, the fact that Darren Gasper's done a terrific job. He's only kicked the 2 now. For this one, is his 3rd goal. We see Mercury keep control. Great hands by Mark Mercury. At the end of the day, Matthew Lloyd may come in this goal with 6 or 7, out of this game, sorry, 6 or 7 goals. And there's his 3rd goal. Great kick, kept it low. Good play, Lloyd.
Smoke and Joe taking a break. He's got great touch, Mark Mercury, just to take that ball, fed off the handball, and then immediately put himself in the way as a block for the opponent, so that he gave every opportunity for Matty Lloyd. Fletcher tries to kick it mid-air. He's going to kick a goal, Lucas!
Oh, no.
Well, there was a couple of passages of play there that wouldn't be out of place in Euro 2000. First of all was Fletcher, then it was Lloyd. look at the big grin on his face. Huge grin. Have a look at this.
This was going to be a dead ball until Fletcher took a hand or a foot.
This is arrogant. This is rude. This is good.
It was McCurry who actually got his foot to the ball as well.
Gee whiz.
So some great soccer skills. And just goes to show you, Doug, you can make something out of nothing.
KB, how do you beat that? Truly, how do you beat that?
Well, one of the goals of the season was when Fletcher set one up for Rioli very early in the season, where he tickled the ball along at the end of his hands near the boundary line and centred the ball to Rioli, but that was nearly as good. To keep that ball alive then was magnificent. Tawney, well, they've got nearly 10 minutes of torture to go, the Tigers. Maybe they can just sit back like the rest of us and enjoy the play of these Bombers, who are the best side. Well, probably not by a mile, because Carlton have also won 11 straight, probably only by half a mile. They're about 50 miles ahead of the rest. Knights. Almost to Hilton. It comes down to the front. Here's Pryor again. He has been spectacular since he's been there. Comes to the front. Dragicevic under pressure. Sampson goes in low. It carried for a mark. Lionel Proctor right in front.
Well, the crowd's not too happy. I think it may have been the punch away there from Clay Sampson, who set this goal up. Hopefully, maybe for the Tigers here. There's the pass from Clay Sampson. I think what the crowd was booing was maybe the punch away from Mark Fraser by Clay Sampson on occasion.
Well, in this last quarter, the Bombers have kicked 4 goals to none. The Tigers have managed just 1 behind. So they definitely want a goal out of this if they're not to get their lowest score of the season and their biggest defeat. Lionel Proctor playing his first game of the year, kicking for his 2nd goal. Well done, son.
Well, that was good play there by Clay Sampson. Correct me if I'm wrong here, KB and Drew. I think he played in Adelaide's premiership in 97, maybe. Yeah, he
97.
did. Yeah, 97 it was, yeah. He's the player that Richmond could have seen have been that through. There we are, the punch away from Clay Sampson. I can't see much wrong with that. Quick hands there by Mark Dragicevic and good vision there by Clay Sampson to find Lionel Proctor, who's now kicked 2 goals.
He's had a strange career, Sampson. He's had 2 years at Melbourne, 2 years at Adelaide, and 2 years at Richmond.
A few injuries too, I think, over the last couple of years.
Bombers by 87 points. Moorcroft from the centre square. Keep on pumping the ball forward. Lloyd going for his 4th goal. Quick snap. He's missed. 72 goals for the season to Matthew Lloyd. Danny Frawley just taking a back seat. So a piece of history for the Bombers today. 17 wins straight, which beats their record in the seasons 49 through to 50, 16 wins, and 50 through to season 51, 16 wins. 17 on the trot, and another goal to the Bombers. Lloyd's got 4.
I don't know who kicked the ball to Aaron James, but it put him under. He's had a shocking game, Aaron. We all know that. He's only had the 1 kick, I think. He's only 1 kick, 2 handballs. But the kick here from full back, well, he dropped the mark he probably should have took after seeing that once again. Put himself under enormous pressure. He's rushed handball, found Matthew Lloyd, who has now kicked 4 goals. What do you say about that?
You just want a spade and dig yourself a hole. Back in the middle as Hawkins takes on Alessio. Daffy can't get boot to ball. Big Steve Alessio comes out with it. Moorcroft underneath. And Solomon. Bit of slap and tickle going on there.
I gave Richmond a bit of a sneaky chance here today, boys, I reckon. And I just look at the scoreboard, and it's 43 scoring shots to 14. Fletcher off.
What a game by Dustin Fletcher. 8 marks, 18 possessions, 3 goals. And that's the fullback of the season. Record score against Richmond, 170 in 1960. They're up to 158, so they only need 2 more goals, and there's nearly 7 minutes left.
You wouldn't believe it, Drew, I had that stat in about 20 seconds, I did. It beat me.
Well, Bill Gates
I'm dirty on that.
Bill Gates has just withdrawn his offer. Pryor, he's tough as well as skillful. And
Mark
Wayne
Mercury.
Campbell's not too happy here with Pryor, and Wayne Campbell having a few things to say. Bombers being rotated, Mercury off, Lloyd on, Michael Long on. Well, Mark Mercury, it's worth running through his stats. 6 marks, 24 possessions, 3 goals.
Well, Mark Harvey told us at 3/4 time that Kevin Sheedy's last message to the Bombers was go for the juggler. Holland thumps the ball away, knocked on from Bowden. Biddiscombe enjoying a good season with the Tigers. Goes to the half-forward line. Young Proctor's booted 4 goals, runs into Pryor. Ramanaskas tries to keep the ball alive. I thought he might have caught one in the back. Oh, Pryor goes in very hard. He's fired up. Ramanaskas and Proctor have words. There's Knights. He's got the free kick. G. Pryor closed quickly and hard. Watch this. Bang.
Can't do that. KB, you can't do that.
He was reacting to something that happened just earlier, and he didn't wait for his chance. He took it 5 seconds later.
Daffy to the square. The big fist came from Barnes. Through for a behind.
Had a good game, Michael Pryor. That's just a little bit stupid, I thought. This time of the game, I mean, gee whiz.
It was a bit reckless.
Yep.
Matty Knights is tough. Looks below him because he's just a small player, Matthew Knights, but he's very, very strong and tough. He's been a great player for the Tigers. He's had a couple of taggers on him today, just the 14 possessions and the 5 marks. 65 to 158. 93-point lead to the Bombers. Alessio has been great today. Moorcroft relishing some time on the ground. Lloyd looking for a bounce. Hasn't been his best day, but he's still booted forward. Jacobs gives it across. Lucas runs into the open goal. Bangs it through. He's got 2 goals, both coming in this final term.
Now, Danny Jacobs, where does he fit in the scheme of things? Is he, what, the 26th best player there? Look at this.
Terrific play by young Jacobs, isn't it?
He was the
hand shepherd.
He was the young boy that Kevin Sheedy didn't want to play against the Bombers last year, against the Western Bulldogs.
Did he? Yeah,
he didn't think he was ready.
Right. Gee whiz.
The umpires just had a word to Michael Pryor. We're not sure whether there's a report as a result of that incident a minute or so ago. He might have said, I'll see you Monday.
I think that may be the message there, Drew.
Hawkins up early. Alessio's had a brilliant game. Oh, Solomon. Barnard. Long. Spectacular. Fraser keeps it going the Bombers' way. Back to Barnard. That'll never come back.
My boomerang won't come back.
It's a pity, though. It was a great play out of the middle. Barnard featured a couple of times. Well, we've still got 5 minutes to enjoy this. They lead by 99, the Bombers. It's 24-20 to 10 goals 5. So it is 6-5 in the last quarter to 1 goal 2.
And they need another goal, the Bombers, to equal their record score against the Tigers, which is 25-21-70. At the moment it stands at 24-21-64.
Thanks, Bill.
Hardwick pulled off the ball. Ramanaskas. Very fine young player. Now, there was too much carry. Was that a mark at the back of the pack? I thought Blumfield may have had it. Not paid. Denham, quick snap.
Stayed in.
Beats Johnson over the line for a behind. So 5 points to go for that record score.
Well, they've just applauded the 100. They lead by 100.
Big grin on the face there of Smoke and Joe and John Barnes sitting on the interchange bench. Aaron James caught in 2 minds. He's run down. Can't get the kick away. Lucas can. He's booted 2 goals in this last quarter. Goes wide. Blumfield's got it. 35 metres out. Now, if he kicks this, It's a record score for the Bombers. What a day it's been. 17 straight. A record score against the Tigers. If he pops this through. All we need is someone to have a kick after the siren for the Bombers to give us a touch of history. Anything's likely to happen, Drew.
Gee, they're good, aren't they, Essendon?
Blumfield, 35 metres out. Offline.
Essendon's highest score this year has been 25 goals, 19, 169 against St Kilda in round 12. Their biggest winning margin this year was 94 points against Port Adelaide in round 1.
So they look like eclipsing the record margin for the season. And not far to go to get a record score. One more goal will do it. 3.5 minutes remaining. Bowden's kick is good to Knights. Matty Knights might have an appointment on the Monday night. Just never know. As a witness. Holland. Well, Richmond's season has unravelled in the last 5 weeks. This will be 4 losses in 5 weeks. And they've tumbled from 3rd to possibly out of the 8. Across the ground to Clay Sampson. Kick by Sampson. Deep to the pocket. Leon Cameron. Defender turned into a forward.
And I think next week they play the Kangaroos up in Sydney, the Tigers.
Yeah. Yes, they've got the Kangaroos, then Fremantle at the Wacker. St Kilda.
I think Carlton
Sydney,
last game of the
Carlton
season.
last. Bombers grabbed hold of it. Hawkins, well, he just dropped that in the tackle. Could have been holding the ball. Ramanauskas floats one over the top to Lucas. Didn't see the tackler coming, Scotty Lucas.
Deliberate.
Yep, deliberately out of bounds. Richmond free kick. Well called, Hawk. You knew it before Scott Lucas did.
Yeah, good decision by the umpire on that occasion. The handball just went straight to the boundary.
Tivendale in short to Dragicevic. 2.25 minutes remaining in the gathering gloom at the MCG. Shocking kick, Dragicevic. And the mark to Denham. Now Lucas wide open for the Bombers. Moorcroft on the wing with nobody ahead of him.
Great foot skills by the Bombers. Making ground is Matthew Lloyd. Into the square, charging into the square. Chance for the Bombers. Blumfield was there. Michael Long, was that a push in the back? Surely.
There goes the record.
Oh, Michael Long. If he pops this through, it's a record score for the Bombers against the Tigers.
And he'll be their 11th goal kicker.
Well, there's the free kick, no doubt the umpire was right.
The crowd reaction will tell the story.
Oh, he's missed.
Well, he'll have to be taken off for that, Drew, won't he?
Couldn't believe he could miss that. Campbell to kick in. Started with a sunny day. It now looks like midnight. Kick by Campbell. Barnard to be joined by Henneman. Well done by Henneman. Comes down to the front to Holland. Slipped by Proctor. Almost a good mark, though. Alessio. Oh, what a game he's had. Long. At the back, Michael Long. Well, he missed from in front. He might drill this now. But his go is to give it off. At centre half forward, Johnson. Whistle's gone. It wasn't advantage. In fact, the free was to Richmond, and it's a 50-metre penalty to the Tigers. Bit stiff on Johnson, because I'm not sure he was to know that free kick was against him rather than for him.
Yeah, I think the kick there, Drew, was against Blake Carousel on Joel Bowden. I think maybe put the foot into his back on this occasion. Here we are once again. Over the shoulder, probably. Fairly soft anyway, I thought.
Yeah, and Johnson, looking at the ball, he didn't see the free kick.
Joel Bowden. Still inside the centre square. There's a great shot from behind the goals. Shows you that there's plenty of goal space. He's too far out to score. Good 2 kicks from goal. Goes short and finds Staffy. Yet to register a score today. Spent some time on the interchange bench as well. Daffy caught in 2 minds. Gets the hurry up from the crowd. Wellman Thought he might have been interfered with, but the mark's been paid to Biddiscombe.
Well, this is a big kick because he can get the margin under 100.
Had a good year, hasn't he, Craig Biddiscombe? I think he came from Geelong and he's been pretty good off a half-back flank. He's certainly one of those players, a bit like Chaffey and Hilton, with these injuries out of the side for Richmond. He's been one of the younger players to put his hand up. He's been pretty good this year.
Well, he should kick a goal. He's only 35 metres out. That just about wraps up the Tigers' day.
Ring the bell, Drew.
8 seconds left. I don't think even Essendon could get it down there for another goal in 8 seconds. Still, they might. Well, not coming in short. Hardwick is still in the back pocket. Barnard at halfback. This will be the final action of the day. Knights has it. Siren. Bombers still unbeaten. 17 wins straight at the start of the season. A club record. And so emphatically, margin 101 points. I don't know whether we'll be able to hear them with the song going, but here is Paul Couch with Dustin Fletcher.
Well, Dustin, it's easy, this football.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. It was a good win today. We kicked a lot straighter today, and we got 24 goals, 23, so happy with that.
Now, do you enjoy the forward line from the back line?
Yeah, it's good for a change. I was up the forward line for the 3 quarters, I think, and the first quarter in the back line, but I enjoy the run round up there.
Now, what's the secret?
I don't know, mate. We haven't been real good, I reckon, the last couple of weeks. It's been the games haven't been real good to watch, but this was a good one to watch, and you know, a lot of blokes kick goals today.
Now, Barnesy in the middle there with Alessio was fantastic centre clearances.
Yeah, Barnes and Cess were great. I think Cess pulled in more than 10 marks, so you know he's up and firing, and it was a good get Barnesy, and he's going well.
Good on you, Fletch.
Thanks, mate.
Well, Dustin Fletcher was terrific with 3 goals and 18 possessions. Final scores: Bombers 24-23, 167 to 10-6, 66.